Hey, what's good, everybody? My name is Jason, or General, and today, guys, we're going to be going over the class setups for beginners. For those of you that just got the game, for those of you that just picked up Call of Duty for the first time, this video is going to be catered to you guys. We're going to be talking about the default classes. We're going to be talking about class setups to use when you're in the first early levels. We're going to talk about kill streaks, attachments, perks, the whole 9 yards. So I hope you guys do enjoy this video. If you do, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and leave comments down below. And let me know what your favorite gun is in Black Ops 4 so far if you've played the game. If you haven't, let me know what you're thinking is going to be your favorite gun in the game. So let's get right into this with the first class setup. So the first one that we're going to be talking about here is the ICR-7. Now the ICR-7 is one of the best guns in the game. It has very little recoil. It has a pretty sizable magazine. It's really easy to handle. It's got a pretty good fire rate on it. And overall, it's just a very good gun. It kind of reminds me of the ACR from back in Modern Warfare 3 and the Modern Warfare 2 days. And so for this gun, the biggest thing that you're going to have to do in terms of attachments, I personally run grip and quick draw, but I see a lot of people run red dot and ELO. The biggest thing when it comes to red dot and ELO is if you're used to the iron sights on the gun or not, if you like the iron sights. I personally like the iron sights on this gun. If you don't like the iron sights, run the red dot, run the ELO. It's going to help you out a ton. The red dot and ELO in this game are also pretty good, so that's also a huge benefit there. Now, in terms of secondaries, across the board, I just run the RK7 or the S12 shotgun. I think it's called the SG12. Yeah, the SG12 shotgun. Those are the two shotguns I use in this game, or the two secondaries that I use in this game. Honestly, I don't really use secondaries that much. I just pick up, I just put it on the class and pick them up. I pick up guns off the ground because I think it's better. You're going to find so many guns on the ground anyway. Plus, I'm running scavenger, so I'm going to pick up a lot of ammo packs anyway. So secondaries to me really don't mean that much. But of course, I'm going to run the best ones, which is the RK7, the SG12. In terms of gear, I personally run ComSec device. I like going for those high kill streaks. I like going for the high kill games and whatnot, and the ComSec device allows me to get those score streaks faster. And honestly, if you're trying to level up quick, if you're trying to just, blow through everything, running ComSec device with like UAV, counter UAV, and like Hellstorm missiles are really, really good because you're going to cycle those streaks a lot. And ComSec device will help you get those streaks a lot faster. Now, in terms of perks are really interesting in this game. I personally run Scavenger, Flat Jacket, Dexterity, and Ghost. Now, obviously, Dexterity you unlock really early on, but for the early levels, I like running Lightweight because I can just get to the enemy spawn faster, I can get to the B flag faster, and I can start posting up and start getting those kills on the B flag or in the enemy spawn. Now, in terms of the first perks, so you've got a lot of perks in this game that you can use in the first perk category here. All four of these perks are really, really good. You have Scavenger, obviously you get Scavenger packs off the ground, but there is a lot of guns that fall to the ground, so like, honestly, like, you might not necessarily need to run Scavenger, plus you have Crash, which gives you ammo packs, so Scavenger might not, you might not need to run Scavenger. I personally do because I find myself running out of ammo a lot, even with Crash in the game, even with picking up different guns, so Scavenger helps me personally out a lot. But also, Engineer is also really good because if somebody's using body armor on the other team, you can see that person through the walls because they have the body armor on. So Engineer has a pretty, interesting role in this game that I think a lot of people don't know about yet. So it could be really interesting if you're trying to, if you're getting into a lobby with a bunch of people with body armor, this could be a really good perk to use. And then, of course, Flat Jacket. So Flat Jacket, cluster grenades, war machines. I mean, there's a lot of explosives in this game, mesh mines. This is going to protect you pretty well, especially from those cluster grenades. People are throwing cluster grenades like crazy in this game, and you also get cluster grenades really, really fast. So Flat Jacket's a pretty good option, especially if you're playing those objective game modes. And then Tac Mask. Tac Mask in this game is so, so good, but you don't unlock it until very early or a very late level. So Tac Mask, honestly, Razor Wire, Reactor Cores, Seekers, 9-bangs, concussions. I mean, 9-bangs and concussions in this game are super annoying. Like, you literally can't do anything when you're 9-bang or concussion. So Tac Mask literally prevents all of that, which is awesome. So when you get to those higher levels, Tac Mask is something that you definitely want to be using most of the time. And then, like I said, in terms of perk 2, I really just run Lightweight. The other Lightweight or Dexterity, once you get Gung Ho, you can use it. It's like, it doesn't really make too much of a difference for me personally, but the only two that I've used in the perk 2 is Dexterity and Lightweight. And if you need like an extra attachment or something, just get rid of the perk 2. Get rid of the perk 2, get rid of the secondary, and you'll be golden. And then the perk 3 slot. So we've got Ghost, which is the first perk in perk 3 that you unlock. I'm not a huge fan of that, but as of right now, I'm using Ghost just because everyone's spamming UAVs. It's one of the only score streaks that people are actually getting, because score streaks in this game really aren't that easy to get unless you're, playing in a party or spawn trap or whatever. So most people are calling in UAVs, and Ghost prevents that because, again, I'm constantly running around and constantly in the enemy spawn, but of course I don't use suppressor, so, you know, some people could say, oh, you don't use a suppressor, what's the point of using Ghost? Well, it's to get to the enemy spawn first when they have a UAV up, or getting behind the enemy spawn, or behind the enemies if they're spawn trapping you. So, Ghost is what I use. There's not really another perk in this slot that I honestly don't, I see any benefit for. Like, unless you're playing, like, some sort of search and destroy or something like a Dead Silence really isn't, like, necessary. And then Tracker and Team Leak are pretty worthless in my opinion, so Ghost is really it. I think this game you're going to see a lot of people using Ghost, which is why I think there should have been like a VSAT or something in this game. So anyway guys, so let's talk a bit about score streaks. So score streaks in this game are, you don't unlock most of the big score streaks until about 35 and up. The gunship you get at 54, the drone squad you get at 51, the Thresher I think it's like 48 or 47. You don't get big score streaks until the later levels in the game. So if you're early on, like the biggest things that I think I can suggest here is UAV, Hellstorm, and Attack Chopper. Those are going to be your best bets. Once you get the counter UAV, if you can't get the Attack Chopper, if you aren't comfortable or you don't get it enough, you can just switch it out for the counter UAV and you're going to get those assist points a lot faster. The Hellstorm missile usually is going to get you 2 or 3 kills a game, or every time you call it in. So, and you get a pretty decent amount of points with it too, so it's going to help you recycle your UAVs and counters relatively fast. So, those are the score streaks that I recommend using if you're an early level. Lightning Strike, a lot of people will say, oh, you should use Lightning Strike. Lightning Strike in this game really isn't that good. It comes in the game pretty late, and I noticed that a lot of times I would call it in, and it would just get me, like, literally no kills or just a bunch of hit markers. I wish we had the Black Ops 2 Lightning Strike that just came in and got, you know, so many kills. It was... The Black Ops 2 Lightning Strike was incredible, and I really do miss that. But going back to the classes here for a second, if you're an SMG guy, the MX9 is really good, and that's the first SMG you unlock. So if you're an SMG guy, if you like going to the enemy spawn, the MX9 is probably going to be your best bet. And I normally just run suppressor and hybrid mags on it, and then of course the perks and everything pretty much are the same. So hybrid mags, Hybrid Mags, so for those of you who don't know what Hybrid Mags is, it reloads faster and increases your ammo capacity. It's like a Fast Mags, Extended Mags combo. But then again, like the MX9, just talking about the MX9 here for a second, the MX9 is a really good gun. It's the iron sights on it are really good, so I think most people aren't going to really have a big issue with the iron sights on it. But it's overall a pretty good gun. It handles well, you move fast with it. And you can really do some damage up close. Now, medium range, it's probably one of the better SMGs for medium range gunfights, long range gunfights, so it's going to be tough. So I really highly, recommend using this gun on the smaller maps. And then, of course, if you're one of those players that likes getting the enemy spawn and tearing them up. So the last thing I want to talk to you guys about is the default classes in this game. The default classes are actually really, really good, and there's 2 default classes that I recommend you guys using. The number one is the KN class. The KN is a really, really good assault rifle. The reason I'm not including it here in this video is just because you unlock it, I believe at level, I think it's level 25 or 27 or something, so I don't recommend, and so I'm not going to include it here in this video, but I do recommend that you guys use it for the default class. And the second one is the Swordfish default class. The Swordfish is by far one of the best assault rifles in this game. It's a 4-round burst, but the default class has the attachment where you have a 5-round burst on it, so you're going to really destroy people really, really easily with it, and you're going to be able to get those 1- and 2-shot bursts relatively easily, especially if you're aiming high. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something new in this video. If you're a beginner, let me know down in the comment section below what class you guys use. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, leave comments down below, and let me know what you guys thought of the video, and I'll talk to you guys later. Have a nice day, guys. Bye.